What you doing? You're listening to the Todd and Don Show.
Yeah.
512-836-0590.
Show.
What's that?
It's a show.
Yeah, this tech news is brought to you by my YouTube channel, at Todd Jeffries. On the YouTubes, at Todd Jeffries. Speaking of the YouTubes, how about this? What kind of annual revenue do you think YouTube has? Just throw a number out there, Don. What do you think? Just throw the number out there.
$375 million.
Well, if you're drawing a blank, you're in good company. Very few people outside of Mountain View, California, knew the number before yesterday when Google's parent company, Alphabet, made a surprising decision to disclose the video platform's revenue for the very first time. Here's the answer. YouTube generated $15.5 billion in ad revenue in 2019 and $4.7 billion just in the last quarter.
I was so close.
Now, be honest. Is that more or less than what you expected?
That was a ton more. I said $375 million.
Yeah, well, there were some other surprises. The company also gave numbers for its young but growing cloud business, which did $8.9 billion in revenue in 2019. Now, Google's total revenue last quarter was $46.1 billion, and that was a little short of expectations. It also missed its operating income, $9.3 billion in Q4, for 9 of the last 10 quarters. Now, you back up a little bit in all of this because Google co-founders Sergey Brin and Larry Page stepped down in December. Yesterday was Sundar Pichai's first earnings call as the CEO of both Google and Alphabet. And it appears he has a few growth stains. Not even flashy YouTube numbers can cover up. So there you go.
Listen, if I really think about it, I watch more YouTube than anything.
Yeah,
I'm more than just regular television.
Sure,
on my phone, and that's the reality because you can see anything you want to see whenever you want to see it. That's the bottom line. It's very, very appealing. So it's going to do nothing but continue to get bigger. It's nothing that I have ever start to become bored with, or it starts to feel like dated or whatever, because it's constantly refreshed with new stuff.
Yeah.
Constantly. It never stops. And there's always something new there. And pretty much, again, whatever you want to see, whatever you want to hear, whatever song, whatever band, whatever anything.
Whatever rabbit hole you want to go down.
Whatever rabbit.
It's there.
Good or bad, it is there.
Tech News, it's brought to you by Nerds in a Flash. Could you do it? Would you be able to totally disconnect from social media for a month? Well, an article from a 17-year-old about giving up social media for 30 days made him realize that he wanted to stay off of social media. He felt less stress, less peer pressure, felt less left out. The feeling of FOMO, fear of missing out. He didn't feel that at all. Some of his friends actually said that they were jealous and they wished they could do the same thing. He also said he'd lost friends, because he was less relevant in his circles at school. There you go. Do you think you could do it?
That's unfortunate. Less relevant.
Yeah, it is.
As a result.
Yeah.
I mean, we've come to that.
Yeah.
I think I could do it. The problem is I can't. With this job, I can't. I cannot get off of social media. It's not advisable for anybody that is in the media to get off of social media.
Yeah.
And certainly not advisable for them never to be on it in the first place. But I would like to try it to see if I'm capable of doing it. I think I could.
Yeah, sure you could. Absolutely. Yeah. And you should unplug every once in a while and turn things off.
I mean, I shouldn't even be just sitting here going, I think I could.
Well, we got this story on the Todd and Don Show Facebook page on social media. So
yes.
Feel free to connect with us.
If you're trying to get off social media, check out
it. Tech News, it's brought to you by Nerds in a Flash. How about this? Proposed family seating on flights apparently doesn't go well online. Even though Southwest Airlines already tried it out and abandoned the idea of having passengers face each other on flights, this concept seems to be floating around again. Germany's Heinkel Group has proposed what they call a flex lounge on planes, which allows groups of 4 to sit together, claiming in the arrangement will allow families and groups of friends to have a more affordable, privacy space, if you will, in the sky. It seems people just don't want to interlock their legs with the person sitting across from them. That's the issue. As online reaction to the plan gives a very swift thumbs down. Now, on Twitter, it was dubbed the worst idea ever, adding the company should be able to shut down for incompetency and a bunch of idiots. That's what one Twitter account said. Another felt Heinkel Group needs to launch whoever is responsible for this straight into the sun.
Yeah.
Is what the Twitterverse didn't like this idea. 2 seats facing the 2 more seats. Kind of like you're sitting at a table,
Yeah.
a dinner table with mom and dad.
Sure.
And the two kids, but with no table.
Yeah, I remember when Southwest used to do that. It was usually on the front row there, and it was always.
It's like a train car.
Yeah, the only thing I will say with Southwest, if you did get in that little block there, you did have a little more leg room at that time, the way they used to do it. But the thing is, we're so tight for space to begin with in airplanes. I think it's probably just going to make space even tighter for those rows that aren't using that particular configuration.
I wonder if it affects the reclining of the seats.
Well, the ones, if you're against the wall in the front row, yeah, you can't recline.
You don't like this idea.
No, I hate this idea.
Why?
No, because when you're on an airplane, as you know, you do everything you possibly can to avoid eye contact with anybody unless it's the stewardess. And I'm sorry, that was obscene what I just said, the stewardess. I didn't mean that. As you say, the cocktail waitress in the sky.
No, I didn't say that. You said that.
That's the only person you're trying to make eye contact with. And
well, what if you're traveling, husband, wife, two kids?
Yeah, okay.
Maybe some in-laws, that sort of thing?
That's fine. But
it kind of makes sense that way.
Well, but here's the deal. It's working now. It's working now. So why do this?
Yeah, why do this?
Why?
I think they're just trying to generate ways to get families to fly.
Yeah. Well,
nothing wrong with thinking about that and kicking the idea around. Got this story in on our Todd and Don Show Facebook page.
I mean, I do everything I can possibly do on an airplane to avoid any conversation with anybody. It's sit down, immediately open a book, and start reading. Down, head down the whole time.
You're a fun guy.
So, well, on an airplane, no, I'm not.